Hello my friends, welcome back to my channel. Trinis will now need a visa to visit Ireland. Yes my friend, Ireland is following their big brother, the UK, and they have implemented visa restrictions on Trinidad and Tobago effective May 12th. Ireland, the Republic of Ireland, which is a country right next to the UK, has implemented visa restrictions on Trinidad and Tobago, which means citizens of Trinidad and Tobago that hold a Trinidad and Tobago passport will now need a visa to visit Ireland. And this follows the UK because in March, about the 12th of March, 2025, the UK announced that Trinidad and Tobago will now need a visa to visit the UK. This is March, April, May, 2 months after, Ireland has followed its big brother. We know all the Europeans work together, you know. So Ireland is now following its big brother, and a few days ago they would have implemented visa restrictions on Trinidad and Tobago. Not a few days ago, yesterday it was effective that all citizens of Trinidad and Tobago will now need a visa to visit Ireland. And some of my subscribers like to say they want links or they want verification. They want to know where I'm getting my news from. I only post real news, my friends, and this news is being confirmed by the Trinidad and Tobago Daily Express. Now I will read from the Trinidad and Tobago Daily Express newspaper, which headlines: Trinis now need visa for Ireland. Trinidadians will now need visa to travel to Ireland. Now Ireland is a country right next to the UK. We have Northern Ireland is a part of the UK. Northern Ireland is the northern part of Ireland, but it is the same country with the UK. But the Republic of Ireland is right next to Northern Ireland, the same landmass, but it is separate from the UK. But these Europeans always work together. That is something we can learn, my friends. And this news item continues to say, Trinidad and Tobago Daily Express newspaper, Irish Minister of Justice Jim O'Callaghan and Minister of State for Migration Colm Brophy on Friday announced that nationals of Trinidad and Tobago will be required to obtain a visa before traveling to Ireland. These requirements will apply from tomorrow, which was yesterday, May 12th. The Irish Minister of Justice said in a statement released in that country. A transit visa will also be required if persons is intending to transit through Ireland en route to another destination. So if you want to go to Ireland before you go to another country, you will still need a visa. Let's say you book a flight and it connects in Ireland, but you're going to a visa-free country. You will still need a visa to go through transit, even though you're not coming off the airport. So you will still need a transit visa. And this is one of the issues I have with our leaders. Africans need transit visas to visit the Caribbean because they need to go through America or Europe to get to the Caribbean. And we too, in the Caribbean, need transit visas to get to Africa because we need to go through the US. We need a real visa or a transit visa. We need to go through the US or we need to go through Europe. That is why I say, my friends, let us get direct flights from Africa to the Caribbean and back, so we don't need any visa to travel to see our brothers and sisters, whether in the Caribbean or on the African continent. Now this news continue. O'Callaghan said visa requirements are an effective screening measure to determine who can travel to Ireland. They bolster the security of our borders while permitting travel to Ireland for legitimate purposes. And I quote, this is what he said: to minimize disruption my officials will have transitional measures for those with existing travel arrangements in the next few weeks. Sorry, just lost this news item here. Okay, again, Irish visa requirements are kept under ongoing review, having regard to the need to ensure that effective immigration controls are in place while also facilitating those who wish to travel to Ireland for the purpose of visit to work, to study, or to join family members, the release explains. Now these European countries, they are placing restrictions on us, but then they can visit the Caribbean visa free. That is what I don't understand. That is why I like Namibia. Namibia did a reciprocal visa program where all countries that require Namibians to visit their country visa free will now need a visa to visit Namibia. That is what I like. Irish visa, Brophy added, this is a carefully considered decision which will bring Ireland into closer alignment with the United Kingdom. Same thing I'm saying here. While Ireland will continue to operate an independent visa regime, keeping in step with the requirements of the United Kingdom, protects our common travel area and pursues irregular movements. You see, Europeans always work together, my friends. Nationals of TNT who may travel prior to May 12, 2025 and who can provide evidence of a valid booking and accommodation for emergency travel in the following situations where the scheduled travel is on or before May 31st, 2025. So you can travel to Ireland on or before May 2025 on your Trinidad and Tobago passport only. However, you must meet these criteria before you travel there. A critical medical case involving a family member seriously ill or undergoing medical treatment. Visit for a significant family event, a birth, a wedding, a funeral. Taking up a place obtained in a third level institution, whether a university, a college, stuff like that. Taking up employment and holding an employment permit for Ireland. You will be exempt if you can meet these following criteria, but you will have to prove it, my friends. This go on to say blah blah blah, traveling for business confirmation and arrangement for visit from the business question must be provided. The UK is made up of England, Wales, Scotland and Northern Ireland make up the United Kingdom. Ireland, also known as the Republic of Ireland, is a separate sovereign country. If you look on the map, you will see the Republic of Ireland and then you will see Northern Ireland. Northern Ireland is a part of the UK. You have Northern Ireland, Scotland, Wales and England, that is the United Kingdom. And then the Republic of Ireland is like a regular European country, separated from the UK. But even though they're separate, they always follow each other, my friend. Always follow each other. This is a long article, which I'm not going to read all of it because you get the gist of what I'm saying. Trinidad and Tobago citizens will now need a visa to travel to Ireland. What will it take, my friends, for us to bridge the gap between the African continent and the African diaspora? This is the mission of my channel, is to bridge the gap between the African continent and the African diaspora, because we are one people separated by a brutal white European transatlantic slave trade and colonialism. But those days are over, and we are coming back together as one. On this channel, I bring to you breaking news that affect the African continent and the African diaspora. The African diaspora is here in the African Caribbean islands. I'm in the Caribbean islands right now. It's a windy day today, but the weather is nice and cool. Coming on to summer here in the Caribbean. The African diaspora is also African Americans, Afro Canadians, Afro Europeans, Afro Brazilians, Afro Colombians, Afro British citizens, and Afro Europeans. We are all brothers and sisters in the African diaspora. The African continent is all 54 countries on the African continent, which includes South Africa, Kenya, Ghana, Nigeria, to name but a few. Ethiopia as well, to name but a few. My friends, my name is Beyond. This is Beyond Uncut. Thank you for watching today's video. You can, if you're watching for the first time, please consider subscribing to my channel by clicking the subscription button. You can also join the channel and become a channel member. I thank all my channel members for signing up and joining the channel. Our membership community is growing day by day, and I encourage you to become a member of the channel. This will help to support the journey of bridging the gap between the African continent and the African diaspora, because we are one people separated by the Europeans, but they can't keep us separated forever. We're coming back together as one. This article by the Daily Mail in Trinidad and Tobago ends by saying, and I quote, "While we understand the decision of the UK Home Office, we do believe that this development may have potential to affect key areas of bilateral engagements, including trade, investment, tourism, student mobility, and cultural exchange." This is what the Foreign Minister of Ireland is saying. And he's quoting again by saying, "The Trinidad and Tobago Chamber urges both the government of Trinidad and Tobago and the UK government to work collaboratively to ensure a smooth transition and to minimize any unintended interruption." That was a quote by the TNT Chamber of Commerce. Minister of Foreign Affairs and CARICOM Affairs, Sean Sober, could not be immediately reached for a comment yesterday, which the Foreign Affairs Minister of Trinidad and Tobago has not commented as yet, but Ireland is going forward with its visa restrictions on Trinidad and Tobago. Let me know what you think about this topic today, and comment your thoughts and opinion on how you think, how you feel about Ireland implementing visa restrictions on Trinidad and Tobago. They have not said why. All they would have said is that they're following their big brother, the United Kingdom. The United Kingdom implemented visa restrictions on Trinidad and Tobago on March 12th, and just 2 months after, effective yesterday, Ireland followed their big brother and implemented visa restrictions on citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. So now all citizens of Trinidad and Tobago will now need a visa to visit Ireland. But I'm sure Irish citizens can still travel to Trinidad and Tobago visa free. This is the thing I'm saying, man. We need to get stricter in the Caribbean. But that is how it is for now. Let me know what you think about this topic. Thank you for watching this video today. My name is Beyond. This is Beyond Uncut, where we bring to you breaking news that affect the African continent and the African diaspora. And of course, I will see you again tomorrow in the next video. Much love, and do enjoy the rest of your day. Bye-bye.